press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students. So in the last class we were discussing about the properties of special type of parallelograms. So far we have studied about a parallelogram, a rectangle and rhombus. So I will continue with the topic, and the next figure is a square. So first I will draw a sketch. Diagonals AC and BD. So the diagonals intersected O. See, we can define this square as it is a rhombus with 4 equal internal angles. You remember here, so whatever we have learnt in the previous sketch, previous type of special parallelogram, based on that we are defining the next one. So what is a rhombus? A rhombus is it is a parallelogram with all the 4 sides are equal, but internal angles, opposite angles are equal. So here all the 4 sides are equal and the internal angles all are 90 degree. This is the main difference between a rhombus and a square. So definition, a square is a rhombus. Definition. A square is a rhombus. A square is a rhombus with 4 equal internal angles. Four equal internal angles. See, the word rhombus itself inbuilt in this, that means all 4 sides are equal. Of course, a rhombus is again a special type of parallelogram, therefore opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are parallel. AB parallel to DC and AD parallel to BC. So when we say it is a rhombus, then they are equal. AB is equal to DC and AD is equal to CD. So if you want to list the properties of this diagram, so properties I will list. both pairs of opposite sides, both pairs of opposite sides are parallel and equal. You can write like this. So therefore, AB parallel to DC, AB parallel to DC and AD parallel to BC. So not only parallel, they are equal. Therefore, AB is equal to DC, comma AD is equal to BC. So this is one thing. Now, second important is all sides equal. So not only opposites are equal, all are equal. So therefore we can say AD is equal to DC, AB is equal to DC is equal to AD is equal to BC. You can put equals here also. So all four are equal. Next, the diagonals AC and BD, they are equal in length. So as you know, in a square, if this is L, this is also L. So therefore, the diagonals are also equal. They are not only equal, they bisect each other at 90-degree angle. This is very, very important. Diagonals equal and bisect each other. That means AC bisects BD, so OB is equal to OD, and similarly BD bisects AC, that is AO is equal to OC. All angles, so we are talking of internal angles, equals 90-degree. So these are 90-degree angles. All angles are 90-degree. Now, so perimeter P. So say all lengths are L. So therefore, the total perimeter will be 4L. Area equals, see, length into breadth, you know that it is L into L, or we call it as L square. So here AC equals BD, angle A equals, angle B equals, angle C equals, angle D equals 90-degree. Now, since these two are equal, OA equals OB equals OC equals OD. So from here these distances are also equal. So therefore I will write OA equals OB equals OC equals OD. So these are all the properties of a square. See, as in the case of a rhombus, so in a rhombus you remember a rhombus will be like this. So one diagonal will be so in a rhombus what happens, the diagonals will not be of equal length, so they will have unequal length. So the figure will be like this, this is a rhombus. Here the main diagonal and the other diagonal, the lengths are unequal, whereas in this case they are equal. So in the rhombus also they intersect at right angle, here also they intersect at right angle. So the diagonals intersect at right angles in these two figures, so that is in a square and in a rhombus. So therefore these two are called as, yesterday in the previous class I have told you, the ortho-diagonal sketches. So if the diagonals are intersecting at right angle, we call them as ortho-diagonal. So now, so this is all about the special type of parallelograms. So we discuss about parallelogram and its properties, and then a rectangle and its properties, a rhombus and its properties, and finally we have discussed about the square and its properties. So under quadrilateral, so one more figure, of course it is not a parallelogram, one more figure we have to have some knowledge about it. It is kite, K-I-T-E, kite. So I will tell you some of the properties of kite, and then we shall proceed with the detailed study of parallelograms. So next topic is kite. So in Kannada it is known as Patanga. So I will write the sketch of a kite now. You carefully follow this. This is the sketch of a kite. So these are diagonals. If I call this as A, B, C, D, where AC and BD are diagonals of a kite. See, the main characteristics, remember, a kite is not a parallelogram. None of the opposite sides are parallel here. I mean to say, AB is not parallel to CD and AD is not parallel to BC. So what is the main characteristic of this? You can observe here, length AD and length CD, they are equal. So these two are equal. And similarly, AB and BC are equal. See, in case of a rhombus, see, all four are equal. But the angles, opposite angles are equal. In case of a square, all four sides are equal and all four angles are equal. So here only two pairs. Here we have two pairs. That is AD and DC is one pair and AB and CD is another pair. Two pairs. See, these pairs are equal. Here these two pairs, this one pair, that is AB and DC, they are equal in length. We call them as disjoint pairs. That means AD is connected to DC and AB is connected to BC. So these two are called as disjoint pairs. So adjacent, they are adjacent as well as disjoint. See, only one we cannot refer. These two together we call them as a one pair of what is called a kite. So they are equal and these two are equal. So we define kite as a quadrilateral definition. A quadrilateral in which two disjoint pairs of consecutive sides are equal. You can write congruent also, or equal. So what is disjoint? See, disjoint means, see, it is not the case with AD is equal to this. The adjacent ones which are joined together, that we call as a disjoint pair. This is one disjoint pair, this is one disjoint pair. Now we shall discuss about the properties. So now, see, we know about the sides, disjoint pairs are equal. Next, diagonals. The diagonals, so AC is one diagonal, BD is another diagonal. The diagonals are perpendicular. This angle is 90 degree, or perpendicular. Diagonals are perpendicular. You observe here, diagonal BD and AC are intersecting at this point, say O. Here AO and OC are equal, that means one diagonal bisect the other diagonal into two equal parts. but the reverse is not true. I mean to say, dB is not equally divided. You can see this is little shorter and the lower portion is bigger. So therefore, the main diagonal, the larger one, divides the smaller one into two equal parts. One diagonal is the perpendicular bisector of the other one. That means it divides AC into two parts at 90 degree and forms a 90 degree also. That is the meaning. You observe here, the main diagonal is dividing this total angle D into two equal parts, and it also divides the angle B into two equal parts. This is equal to this, but it is not the case with AC. This angle is not equal to this angle. They are different in dimension. So that means one diagonal bisects the angles at the end, whereas the other diagonal is not so. So this is speciality of this diagram. So we have to mention that. The main diagonal. So this is known as the main diagonal. The main diagonal bisects a pair of opposite angles. So B and D are opposite angles. They are divided into bisected by BD equally. So that is the meaning of this sentence. Observe here, if you keenly observe the figure, angle D is not equal to angle B, but this total angle A and total angle C, so they are equal. So I will write here AD, length AD is equal to DC, AB is equal to BC, adjacent sides are equal. So now BD perpendicular to AC, and OA equals OC, OA equals OC, but OD is not equal to OB. OD not equal to OB. You have to remember this. And angle B and D are not equal. B is not equal to D. Not equal to D. Whereas angle A equals angle C. Angle A equals angle C. Angle C. These are things which we have to remember in a kite. The opposite angles at the end of cross diagonal, CROSS, diagonal. So remember here, when this is called as a main diagonal and AC is cross diagonal, main diagonal is BD and AC is cross diagonal. AC is cross diagonal. See, the angles at the end of the cross diagonal are equal. So, the opposite angles at the end of cross diagonal are equal. So, that is angle A equals angle C. Angle A equals angle C. So, you observe these things, one diagonal is the perpendicular bisector. So, BD bisects AC and AC is not bisecting BD, only one side it is true. The main diagonal bisects these two angles, but the other diagonal is not bisecting the angles. And finally, the opposite angles at the end of cross diagonal, only these two angles are equal. So, no, unlike the previous cases, no equality is there. One side they are agreeing. So, we called these 1, 2, 3. I will write here like this: the last three properties. So, I am referring to these three. Remember this. The last three properties are called half, HALF, half properties. Half properties of kite. Now, so as in the previous case also, here I will give area and very details of this diagram. Perimeter or periphery, P of the diagram. So, as you can see, if I call this as say A, this length is also A. If I call this as B, this is also P. Now, perimeter will be equal to A plus B plus B, or is equal to 2A plus 2B, or 2 times A plus B, where A and B represents the length. of sides. So, this is perimeter. Then area. So, area, as you can see, we have above this diagonal AC, we have one triangle, that is ACD. ACD is one triangle. If I divide this main diagonal into H1 and H2, so then we will be able to calculate the area of this diagram. Area is triangle ACD. A equals area of triangle ACD plus area of triangle ACB. So, this is equal to, we know half base into height. So, half base is AC into height is OD. So, this equals half base is AC. So, I will keep AC as it is, AC into height is H1. So, H1 plus half base again BC, AC into OB. So, that equals half of AC into H2. So, from these two, if you take half AC common factor, half of base or this cross diagonal multiplied by H1 plus H2. So, this is the area of a kite. Now, some key points to be remembered. Some key points to be remembered. So, have these important points now. First one under that, square rectangle and rhombus or types of parallelograms. A square is a A square is a rectangle. A square is a rectangle as well as parallelogram. So understand these sentences. A square is a rectangle as well as a parallelogram. What is a rectangle? A rectangle is one, the internal angle is 90 degree, and we have a figure like this where opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. So this to become a parallelogram, these two must be equal and these two must be equal. But in case of a square, what happens? A square is a rectangle. So these two are equal and opposite are also equal. We will have a square like this. This satisfies the condition of a rectangle. So therefore we say a square is a rectangle as well as a parallelogram. Parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and diagonals intersect. So therefore a square can be termed as a rectangle as well as a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a trapezium. Remember the definition of a trapezium: a quadrilateral with one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So if one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then we call it as a trapezium. This is a trapezium. So this definition, one pair of opposite sides is parallel, satisfies in case of a parallelogram. So in case of a parallelogram, over and above one side, both the sides are parallel. So therefore we call a parallelogram as a trapezium also. So that means all parallelograms are trapeziums, whereas not trapeziums are parallelograms, because in a trapezium the legs are not parallel. So only one side are parallel. Next, a trapezium is not a parallelogram, because a trapezium will have only one pair parallel, the other pair will not be parallel, therefore we cannot call it as a parallelogram. And a kite is not a parallelogram, because in kite no sides are parallel. So kite, just now you have studied, a kite will be like this. We have a cross diagonal and a main diagonal. So here no sides are parallel. So therefore we cannot call it as a parallelogram. So these are some of the important points you have to remember. So this kind of knowledge will help you in solving the problems. Now I will give you some comparative statement for better understanding of types of parallelograms. comparison of parallelograms. Comparison of different parallelograms. So you shall have a comparative statement of different parallelograms. I will make some lines. We need a little bigger space for this. So I will write here property. So see, for all parallelograms, general parallelogram, I will, for your knowledge, I will write a small sketch here to indicate that a parallelogram will be represented this way. I hope you will get it. This is now a rectangle. So you know it is like this, 90-degree, a rectangle. Now rhombus. So in a rhombus we have of course equal diagonals, unequal diagonals and equal sides. They bisect at the middle. And a square. A square, you are all familiar. This is a square. So we will study comparative property details. First I will list properties about C. Now I will divide this area into two parts for convenience. Under properties, first I will list properties about sides. So sides. First one, both opposite pairs. P-A-I-R-S. Parallel. I will write in smart. Please bear with me. Both opposite sides parallel. Both opposite or equal. This is second one. All four equal. All four equal. So, with this heading, sides we are going to compare now. If you know this chart, you will understand all the properties of all quadrilaterals, especially parallelograms. So, remember, in this chart we have not included the kite and the trapezium, because those two are not parallelograms. Kite is not a parallelogram and trapezium is not a parallelogram. So, both opposite pairs are parallel. See, it is true in all these cases. I will write yes, yes, yes and yes. So, opposite sides are equal. Yes, 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 yes. All four sides are equal. It is not the case with a parallelogram. So, therefore, I will leave this vacant. In case of rectangle, all four not equal, I will leave it vacant. In case of a rhombus, all four are equal. In case of a square also, all four are equal. So, now I will move on to the angles. Angles, comparison of angles of these diagrams. Sum of angles is equal to 360 degree, because all these are quadrilaterals. In all cases, the sum will be 360 degree. So, therefore, I write yes, yes to all. So, both pairs of opposite angles equal. So, this property you can observe here, this angle will be equal to this angle. They are the main properties of the parallelogram. Yes, opposite angles are equal. So, opposite angles, diagonally opposite angles, they are equal. In rhombus also the opposite angles are equal, and in square also opposite angles are equal. So, all angles equals 90 degree. If I take this property here, I will leave it vacant, because in a parallelogram they are not always 90 degree. So, I will not write yes there. Why there? I will leave it vacant. So, this one. So, in case of a rectangle, all angles are 90 degree. So, therefore, I will write y here. In case of rhombus, it is not the case, so I will leave it vacant. So here I will leave it vacant. Here I will leave it vacant. Leave it vacant. And in case of a square also, all are 90 degrees. So therefore I will write y. And finally, diagonals. Diagonals. Under diagonals we have bisect each other. First property, bisect means they halve both. Both will halve both. This will divide that into half and that will divide this into half. Bisect each other. So this is the basic property of a parallelogram. All these are parallelograms. In all cases, we write yes, yes, yes and yes. And another important property, each diagonal divides figure into two congruent triangles. So we know in case of a parallelogram, whether this type or this type, each diagonal divides the entire diagram into two triangles which are congruent in nature. Therefore, I will write yes to all. So diagonals perpendicular. So diagonals are perpendicular only in two cases, that is in rhombus and square. I will write y and dash in these two. So in these two cases, in case of rectangle and parallelogram, they are not perpendicular. Diagonals bisect opposite angles. Last one, diagonals bisect opposite angles. If I draw a diagonal, it should divide the opposite angle, which is also true in case of rhombus and square. So y. So here it is not the case. So this completes the comparative chart of parallelograms. So this is all about today. We shall continue with the theorems on parallelograms and some examples in the next class. Thank you all.